Coach, if you'd like to make an opening statement, you can.
Okay, just super excited to be back at Pinnacle Bank Arena tomorrow to take on a tough Bradley team and just keep working on sharpening some things up for our group. Our outstanding sports information department has informed me that we're one of 7 schools in the country with undefeated men's and women's basketball teams right now. It feels good, and we want to do our part to stay that way.
Coach, still undefeated in the season, as you just mentioned. Number 15 in the net rankings, no ranking in the coaches poll or the media poll, but how is it to be recognized in the net rankings as a top 15 team?
Yeah, I think that feels good. I mean, that's something that really matters to us. We put a lot of thought into trying to build our non-conference schedule in such a manner that we can really have that standard metric stand out, I guess, as a part of our resume. And ultimately, this team is hungry and eager to be in the postseason, but not just to be in the postseason, but advancing there. And so everything matters. Every game matters. I think the focus for our team is just one game at a time and what needs to happen today in practice to help us be the best team we're capable of. But just really good that everything's kind of coming together for us to be a top 15 team in the net, and hopefully that people will take notice of that, and that will start being talked about as a team that could potentially host in the NCAA tournament.
This is a 2-part question for you, so I'm sorry about that. One is, what do you want to see your team do better? What are you surprised about that you're doing better than you expected at this point in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that always stands out to me as a head coach that we could do better is just the defense and rebounding, and particularly defensively for us, like just ball screen defense, just the level of communication and the way all 5 people need to be on the same page, regardless of what your ball screen coverage is, to effectively defend that. That's something that I think, our whole entire team agrees we can keep getting better at. And we played the number 1 rebounding team in the country as far as rebounding margin in our last ball game, and we out-rebounded them by 8. So it may seem like, well, golly, why are you complaining about rebounding? But we still have plenty of clips and film where, we have one player that maybe just missed their, box-out responsibility, or, it's something that we know to be as good as we want to be in the Big Ten Conference. We have to be one of the best rebounding teams, and we have to take care of business. We have to be the most disciplined team in that regard, and so that's something we want to continue to get better at. But something that I feel great about that has been going good for this team so far, 7 games in, is just the fact that we've had really balanced attack. I mean, with the exception of Britt Prince, who's been really kind of the anchor that's kind of kept everything together, and really, but there's been times, not only game to game, where it's like, okay, Claire Johnson led us in scoring here, and, Amaya Hargrove led us in scoring here, and, this player, but even in ball games from quarter to quarter, in our first game in the Florida tournament, Logan Nisley comes in and has 11 fourth quarter points, and Eliza Maupin had a quarter where she, and Amaya Hargrove had, so just at different times to have different players that have been able to really step up and provide the spark that our team needed, and it's really awesome to see that type of balance already in the first 7 ball games.
You talk about Britt Prince being the anchor, and another 30-point game for her. She's averaging 22 on the season. What have you seen differently for her from year 1 to year 2?
I think so far just the confidence and aggressiveness to be thinking kind of score first, and really kind of trying to stay with pace all the time. And I think that makes a difference when she plays with great pace and really puts pressure on the rim. It creates opportunities for her, but it also creates a lot of opportunities for our entire team. And we're seeing her finishing at the rim at a pretty high clip. Her mid-range has been really deadly, and she's shooting pretty good percentage from behind the arc right now. So all three levels of scoring, she's being very efficient with, but I think it starts with her pace.
Speaking of shooting, you guys are shooting as a collective team 38% from three-point. You're shooting about 80% from the free throw line. Were you expecting to be this good of a shooting team early in the season?
Yeah, to be honest with you, like 38%, I'm like, yeah, because I think this team is capable of even maybe a little bit better than that, and so, yeah, I think this is a team that really. We have confidence in every player on the roster from top to bottom to be able to effectively shoot from behind the arc and to knock down free throws. And that's something that we've recruited in here, but they've also worked really, really hard. Every player comes in outside of practice to put in individual time to be effective at being able to be a threat for us in that realm. So I'm not overly surprised by that, and it's something that we know there's going to be some bad shooting games, here or there. We want to be able to hang our hat on defense and rebounding, but it's a team that's really capable of a lot of different people being able to fill it up.
You talk about having a bunch of different people able to fill it up. You're playing without Natalie Potts and Allison Widener. You're still playing amazingly as a team. How much better do you think you can get when you add those two back to your lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it's to be honest, when I think about the fact that this team voted Allison Widener to be a team captain, even though she's announced already that she'll be redshirting this season and not returning to play with us until a year from now. But I think, what does that speak to about the impact that she's having even when she's not able to be on the court with us? But Natalie Potts is working really hard with her rehab. Her teammates are probably as or more excited than she is every time she gets a testing day or an opportunity to kind of advance or progress her rehab. But, she's such an incredible player that plays with such a motor, sets the tone. Both of those individuals play so hard all the time that they set the tone for our team. And when they're on the court, I think they just make everybody else want to match their level of energy and intensity. So, it'd be really exciting to have either one of those kids back with us as soon as possible.
Without putting a time frame, because every day can change. Is she on track to get back this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now it's just day by day, and we feel very confident and hopeful that that's going to happen. And but we're just taking every day, a day at a time, and just making sure that we continue to keep taking steps forward and nothing going back.
Did you start contact girls yet?
Not yet.
Anything else for Coach Williams?
What do you expect from Bradley tomorrow?
Say that again.
What do you expect from Bradley tomorrow?
Okay, so Bradley is a team that really plays hard, and we've got Britt Prince averaging 22 a game, and they have this Nelson kid averaging over 20 a game, and I think she's second in the nation right now in three-point field goals made per game, over 4 a game. But she also can post you up and go off the dribble and spin move and layup and mid-range. She's got all of those things to her game as well. And then when you bring in a point guard whose dad is the men's coach at Bradley, and she's a coach's kid that just makes great decisions with the basketball, and they really play hard, and I think just a really competitive game with some exciting players that a team that's gonna play for 40 full minutes, and they're never down, they're never out of it, and they've had some really exciting wins. They just are coming off of a great performance in their holiday tournament, nearly beating Missouri, but also knocking off Abilene Christian, who's expected to win the WAC this year. And so just a really quality team coming in here to challenge us tomorrow.
Last question for me, not overlooking Bradley. Big Ten starts on Saturday with Penn State. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's just a unique thing to kind of shift your brain to Big Ten play, this point in the season. But I think, right now we're keeping all focus on Bradley for tomorrow. And we know that the challenges we've had in our first 7 games, as well as tomorrow's game, will really help sharpen us up. And to go on the road in the Big Ten here in early December, it's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging, but we're just trying to approach every single game this season as the most important game on our schedule to have the consistency that we need. And so it'll provide that next test.
All right. Anything else? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.